Okay, so this is Joe, a 6-year-old ex-racehorse. He's had about 18 months off, came back into work in September. We're just starting to do some in-hand work with him now, just showing there the first position that I use, where there's one hand underneath the chin of the horse. The index fingers between the reins, which means I can apply a little bit more pressure on one rein or the other should I need to. But it's just the basic first position. So I stand near his shoulder, keep my shoulders turned towards him, and I'm using a dressage whip here. It would be a little bit better if I had a slightly longer whip so I can reach the hind quarter, but it's no big problem. As you can see, I can keep my eye on all of his body at once. My left eye can look forwards and I can just tilt my head slightly and look at the back of him. I asked the whip asks the hind leg to step across and to move his ribs across as well. And you can see we get some nice slow sideways steps. The main thing is that they become rhythmical and quiet, that he doesn't rush. And this is pretty much the first time we've done this with him. There you can see he goes around my body too much, tries to go past me. So I stop him, just asking him for a tiny little bit of rein back there just to reposition him. So a little bit of pressure with the left hand and the whip against the chest. Whenever he responds, we just praise him. And this is the second position, where the inside hand just curls around the bit there. You can see the index finger, and then the right hand takes the rein over the shoulder, and to increase the contact, the hand slides down the shoulder, and there you can see that I can use the whip against his rib cage. So it's quite useful with horses. It teaches them to move away from pressure against the rib cage, so therefore you're teaching them about the inside leg. So we start with a little bit of contact on both reins, and there you can see just press the whip against his rib cage and he starts to move. Keep the hands nice and light. I do a couple of steps and stop, praise him with my voice, ask him to move again, which he does quite willingly there. That's nice. It's not fantastic, this is the first few steps, he's never really done this before, so we keep it nice and easy. He wants to go out through the shoulder too much, but again that's not a big problem, we just want him nice and calm. And you can see by asking the hind leg to step across, I'm not asking his head and neck to bend towards me, because I'm pushing the rib cage and the hind leg is stepping across. The bend comes. There he stopped a little unevenly, so I just asked him to step forward one step, just with my voice like clicking, one step, and then because he's done really well there, let him stretch. Notice how he turns his head away to the right, starting to stretch out. Okay, now we're changing to the other direction, so we start with the first position with the hand under the chin, and we ask him to move over. So I'm quite gently touching him to begin with, and then a little flick, and he's really ignoring me there. So start to move, okay, ask again, and then now he's really ignoring me. So one little tap, and he reacts quite violently to that, a little bit more than he should have done. I'm not going to tell him off for that, because the reaction, we want a reaction, and we got one. He wasn't very happy about it. This hind leg that we're asking to step across is his weak hind leg. We know this because he prefers to fall out much more to the left shoulder. So this hind leg rarely goes underneath his body. You can see I'm not hitting him, I'm not constantly chasing him or brutalising him with the whip, but he's just letting me know that this is difficult. Again, I don't tell him off when he kicks out. Another horse I may do, depending on the attitude that I feel, but this is difficult, so we're going to say when he does as I ask, we're going to praise him lots, and then once he's moving smoothly, we're going to stop again. You notice my hand, I'm not applying a lot of pressure, and there we stop, we praise him, good boy, that's what we want. Okay, and then the same direction, the second position with the hands, the whip is against his rib cage, and you notice now he's not kicking out so much, or he's not kicking out at all, but what he does want to do is step too far to the left with his near side foreleg. That's okay, that's what he does, that's not going to improve overnight, but what we're trying to do is ask him to step across with the hind leg, and I can control the shoulder a little bit with the left hand or the outside rein, but he doesn't have a lot of age yet, so again I can't really control the shoulder. I'm just allowing him to guide him a little bit. The neck is going to bend too much because that's easy to do for him. That's what he prefers to do, and he also wants to take the head a little bit too low and put pressure on the inside rein, asking him to position himself in self-carriage is a little bit difficult for him at the moment, so we're quite sympathetic to that. We try to help him. There you can see he really tries to go away from me, so there we use both reins, we pause him a little bit, so to speak, and then say, okay, just take it easy. There you go, that's it, good boy. Nice and easy, just step around. Okay, and there I'm going to stop because he's getting a little bit too far ahead of me. That's okay, just give him a little scratch on his neck with my left hand. You can see he's quite tense in his mouth. That comes from the racing industry. I don't have a lot of contact on his mouth at all, but any contact he gets a little bit nervous about with his mouth. It's already much improved. It's not as extreme as it was before, and it will continue to improve as he becomes more supple and the work helps him to relax. The important thing with this horse is that he's learning to move in a relaxed manner, and the stepping sideways is helping him to mobilise his lower back, the area behind the saddle. There we go, good boy. Okay, that's better. That's better. Not perfect, we don't expect perfect the first few times, or not for a long time, but that's good. Okay, and then every time we reward, we let him stretch, and you notice there he just stretches out to the left, he stretches himself, but we praise him,